Welcome to Charlotte women's basketball post-game press conference following a thrilling double overtime win over Temple. Coach, crazy game. Just kind of do your best, put it into words how great of an atmosphere that was and how big of a win that was for your team.
Yeah, I'll start right there. I thought our fans were tremendous, especially down the stretch when we really needed stops. I mean, they were up off their feet. They were cheering. We certainly felt the advantage from having such a great crowd today. And, we really appreciate Niner Nation having our back and being out there and just helping us get this done. In terms of the game, I knew this was going to be a really difficult game. Our team, we had a hard week. We had a hard week, and I had a hard week because we were feeling a lot of disappointment from so many close losses, and I could just kind of feel it, and I thought that feeling carried over to the game. I thought we just weren't ourselves. We just couldn't get out of it. I thought we looked very defeated at times with our body language and our effort, and I know that's not who we are, and I know that, but we just kept trying to get there. And, at some point our players made the decision to finally get there. And, putting the press on, I think, helped us just get a little bit more energy. But ultimately it was our players' decision to kind of just get out of their heads and to just go and compete. And that's ultimately what we have to do. I mean, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to lose every game. We're not going to play our best all the time. But I feel really good about this group that if we compete as hard as we can and we keep learning and growing, we can still do a lot of really good things. And, that credit goes to our players for just sticking with us, just keep fighting, and to pull off, what was a heck of a win over a really good Temple team.
Coach, Dazia Lawrence got 1,000 career points today. What has she meant to the program? And then Dazia, what does it mean to you to reach that accomplishment today?
Well, I'll say first, I'm glad she got it today because today was not an easy day for her. And I think that describes Dazia. What she means to me, and I think what she means to Charlotte is, she's a young lady who's been on a journey that hasn't always been easy, but she keeps coming back. And that's the fabric of who we are. And that's what makes Dazia so special. I mean, she's a Charlotte women's basketball player through and through because of her toughness, because of her heart, because of her resiliency. Dazia was as frustrated as I've ever seen her in this game, but she just kept fighting. She kept trying to stay in it. And sometimes that's all it is, right? You're taking punches and you just have to stay in it. And I thought she did a good job doing that. Obviously, 1,000 point is an amazing accomplishment for every, collegiate player that does that. I'm super proud of her because of the effort she's put in. But more than anything, I'm just proud of the person she's become through that journey.
Just for me, I'm just grateful. Like Coach said, my journey here hasn't always been easy. And there was a point I didn't even think that I was going to get close to 1,000. So I'm just grateful, and I'm grateful that I got to do it on the day where our alumni here and play for K. So this game was much bigger than me today. So I'm just grateful that I was able to get 1,000.
You kind of just touched on it, but play for K. What does that mean to you guys today? Big event for the team, getting to play this game.
Well, we always, on this game, every year, we always talk about, we ended our shoot-around about how this game is for more than just us. And, we want to go out and we want to play, for those who have been affected by breast cancer, or really any cancer, but certainly breast cancer. We know that everybody in their life knows somebody, whether it's immediate family or not. And, we want to go out and we want to play for those folks. And we want to inspire. I tell our players all the time, this is about bringing awareness. It's about raising some money. But ultimately, it's about inspiring people who need to be inspired. What we're going through, losing a few games is nothing compared to what, some people face in terms of this battle. And, that's what it was all about for us today, going in to inspire and giving hope to those that are going through a tough time.
Olivia, you had 7 rebounds. As a point guard, what's it like getting those rebounds and not normal for your position?
Sorry. Yeah, I was just there. My teammates did a great job boxing out, so whenever the ball was long, I tried my best to go get those long rebounds and just push it up the floor like we are really good in transition. So.
Anyone can answer this. Very physical game, a lot of fouls on both sides. How'd that play into the outcome in this one?
Well, we expected it to be a physical battle. I mean, at their place last time, we shot 44 free throws. A lot of players were either fouled out or were close to fouled out. And so I don't think we expected anything different. I mean, they play physical, we play physical. Ultimately, I think it ended in our favor for us to be able to get back into the game. You know, we didn't get any free throws at halftime. We know, you know, for us, if we're not getting to the free throw line, that's not a great success rate for us. And, you know, again, getting in that deficit, you know, you got to get more possessions. You have to be able to score when the clock's not running. And I thought down the stretch we were able to get a lot of free throws, which helped us be able to cut that deficit.
The end of the first quarter had like an 8-minute review. Ended up having to play a second overtime. I meant first overtime period. But how'd you get the team ramped back up? Because that was 8 minutes of just standing there thinking the game was over, thinking it was won.
Well, the longer the review went, the more I believed that it wasn't going to count. And so there was a point that I came over to them and just said, we need to start getting our mind right now, because this could be the determining factor for us. We can't be stuck in, oh, we won the game, it's over, or feeling, you know, maybe something's unfair or something of that nature. They made the right call. The clock stopped, and you know, the officials have to do that. And I thought they made the right call. The most important thing for us was us to get back in the moment. And I thought, you know, our players did that. I talked to them about it. They were talking about it. And, you know, if we weren't able to do that, certainly the disappointment could have carried over and maybe we don't win that game. But they did a good job. I don't know if y'all have anything to say on that, about what y'all were talking about.
No, Coach came over and made sure that we were prepared. Like, this game is not over. So we just talked to each other and said that we have to finish this game no matter what. It may not have counted, but we're going to win this game regardless. So we just had to lock back in for 5 more minutes, and that's what we did.
He's like to the next game. What do you hope to see carry over from this game? What do you hope doesn't show up from this game into the next one?
I mean, I think this game was huge for us, not necessarily. I mean, it was important for a win in terms of that perspective, but I think it was more important for our confidence, because I don't feel like we were playing like the same Charlotte team. We were starting to doubt ourselves. We were starting to get into our heads and questioning about, you know, who we really were. And so I think the most important thing about this game is we had to go through, again, another really difficult situation, and we were able to fight our way out, and we were able to execute our way out and win. And what I hope carries over is confidence and belief that it doesn't matter what happens to us. We can't allow anything outside that we cannot control to affect who we are and to affect how we believe in ourselves. And that's the number one thing for me. Moving forward, you know, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to lose every game, like I said. But, you know, we have to play Charlotte basketball. And when we stay connected and we stay together and we believe in each other, we're a really good basketball team.
Liv, we've talked about, you know, throughout the season, coaches been proud of your growth, because this is really your first year with extended playing time. And, you know, today, for example, I mean, you played 46 out of the 50 minutes. And, you know, I think your season high was 47 minutes coming into today. So kind of talk about, you know, your durability to stay on the court for that long, and also just how do you think you've grown as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got here and I had my first workout, I was really tired. And Coach was like, look, if you want to play, you're going to have to get your wind up. And so after that, I decided to go to Paul, and we were in there every single day after every practice. And I just thank him for just getting me prepared for this time. And I knew that I was capable, but she just said that she believed in me, and I feel that, and I felt that, and ever since then, like, when somebody believes in you and then you believe in yourself, the opportunities are endless. And so I'm just very appreciative of this opportunity and coming to Charlotte. So,
Dazia, when the lights are brightest, everybody in the gym knew the ball was going to be in your hands, you know, one way or another. And, you know, you've had that opportunity several times throughout this season. Obviously, the Tulane game didn't go our way, and but today, I mean, you hit the shot. Obviously, it wasn't your fault that the clock malfunction. But just kind of talk about your confidence in the clutch moments.
I really thought Tracy was going to shoot the three. I'm not even going to lie. I thought Tracy was going to shoot it, but when she passed it at the last second, I just knew that I had to shoot. So I just remembered everything that my coach harped on me about is just shooting it, sticking my landing, and just follow through, and that's what I did. And I was hitting threes earlier, so I just took the shot. We had nothing to lose at that point, so I just took the shot, and when it left my hands, I knew it was going in.
Coach, Temple came to the game 3-1 in conference play with a plus 40-cent scoring margin, beating those teams with an average of 11.5 per game, with the only loss coming to SMU by 2 points. Can you talk about the mental fortitude your team went through to make it a tie game with 3.6 seconds left?
Well, I think it's what we preach all the time. That's part of our mantra, to play with heart, toughness. Our T starts with, or stands for being tough. And toughness is not so much a physical toughness to us, but more of a mental toughness. That no matter what happens to us, we can just keep fighting and keep coming back. And again, I felt like some of that was lacking through the beginning of this game, but certainly there was a moment where it switched on. And once that switched on, I think everybody can say that we feel pretty good about the team that we can be when we play with heart and toughness and resiliency. That's how we try to build this team. You come to watch us practice, like we try to put them in adverse situations. We had a tough loss this week. We came back, we had a day off. We came back Friday, and we put them in adverse situations. We didn't have a easy day on Friday because we have to continue to fight, and sometimes you got to fight your way out of stuff. And I thought our players responded well to that, and I thought they improved from that. And we'll keep pushing them, but ultimately it's their mentality and, how bad they want to be pushed and how bad they want this.
Coach, there was a moment in the first half where the ball went out of bounds near our bench, and I think you and Aaliyah Nelson kind of cracked a joke with each other. Kind of talk about, it seemed to me kind of like a sign of mutual respect. Can you kind of talk about just how important Nelson is to her team and how great of a player, how she carries that Temple offense?
Well, I like the Temple team, period. I mean, I think they play really hard. They're really tough. They remind me of our group. And so I have a lot of respect. I've known Diane a long time, and so I have a lot of respect for them. I think they're a really great team, and I just like Aaliyah Nelson. I like watching her play. Like, she plays with a lot of joy. She plays with a lot of heart, and again, she reminds me of the types of players that we have here as well. So, I just have a lot of respect for her. I love that. This part of what's fun about the game of basketball when you're going against great competitors. I mean, it's supposed to be fun, and so sometimes you just got to keep it a little light.
And Coach, I think I asked you after I believe it was the Rice game where, the final box score, we shot 30 less shots than they did. And we kind of said, this isn't a game that we win in November or early in the season. And today kind of felt like another one of those games.
It did, and it points to the same issue as turnovers for us. Certainly, for us to survive 26 turnovers is pretty incredible. And I hope we'll get to a point where we don't have to stand up here and say this over and over. But, again, it just goes into staying resilient and staying tough. And, when we're not making the best decisions or, when we're allowing a defense to hurry us, just trying to get back recentered and get back. And that's what we just kept trying to fight to do. Like, we made some mistakes, certainly, but you have to move on from those mistakes quickly. And I think for the most part, when the game started to turn for us was when we started to move on from our mistakes quicker. And I know when we do that, again, we're a much better team.
This question is for Dazia and for Liv. As from a player's mindset, we've talked about staying strong and not getting caught up in the results, but it's easy to, when you lost 4 out of 5 games, when a lot of close games recently seem to not have gone our way. Now we finally get that close win under our belt. Big conference win over a good team, as we've mentioned. So talk about the confidence boost this does for our locker room.
You got it, Liv.
It's a great confidence boost. I think I don't think we necessarily doubted ourselves. I think that we knew we were playing worse than what we were capable of. And so having this game and being able to play like we know we can play, I think that can carry us on to the next games.
She said it perfectly.
Okay.
We're ended on a perfect note, then. Thank you, guys. Great win for Charlotte today.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.